Today we're exploring the Indianapolis Canal.
I like it.
There you go. Picky teenager says.
Thumbs up. It's good.
So we actually used to live on the canal. Our very first travel assignment, we lived right there.
Maybe more to your left. Other left.
But we used to live on the canal. It was our first time in a big city and we loved it. We loved Indianapolis. So today we thought we'd explore the canal with you guys, share some fun facts, and just have a good time. So it wouldn't be a life rerouted video if we didn't share some fun facts with you. Construction on the canal actually started in 1836, and it was supposed to be almost 300 miles long, connecting the Wabash and Erie Canal all the way down to the Ohio River. But bankruptcy hit Indiana only a few years into the project, and they had to stop with only a fraction of the canal completed. They used it for some things here and there, but in 1980, Indianapolis actually took on the project to turn the canal into the canal walk that it is today, connecting it with White River State Park. Now along the canal you'll find all kinds of museums, a couple restaurants. They use it for all kinds of activities, regatta races, there's bikes you can rent, there's kayaks you can rent, paddle boats, hammocks, lots of fun stuff. We loved it when we were here, so we thought we'd show you one of our favorite parts about Indy, the Indianapolis Canal. Now if you're like us and you love free stuff, the canal is a great place to spend the day. There are plenty of pay-for things, but you can also just walk the canal for free. There are murals to look at, there's plenty of art sculptures, there are a lot of memorials, war memorials, 9/11 memorial, all kinds of things. There's also, for the little ones, the Colts Canal Play Space, a great new playground. You can also bring your own bikes and bike up and down the canal. And even if you want to see the museums, a lot of them have free days or discount days. We'll put a link down below to some of those, but a little bit of research goes a long way and you can make it a really cheap or even free day exploring the canal.
So if you're in the mood for museums, there's several on the canal, including this one right behind me, which is the NCAA Hall of Champions. There's also the Indiana State Museum, which has an IMAX theater in it. And right next to it is the Idle George Museum, which is a museum of American Indians and Western art. There's also the Indiana Historical Society. Now we went from the north side of the canal down to the south side, which is just over a mile, so it took us about 25 or 30 minutes to walk the whole thing, which is really perfect, especially for a day like this that we're having today. It's super nice. At the south end of the canal, they have bike rentals. You can rent bikes, little pedal carts, a place called Wheel Fun. We're actually standing at the White River State Park, which is on the south side of the canal, and it has this huge grassy area and a bridge that crosses the White River. Now on the south side of the canal is also the zoo, and it's actually right across the bridge if you feel like going for a long walk. How's your hair doing? Oh my god. So beautiful.
It's beautiful, I know.
So food-wise on the canal walk, there's not a lot of restaurants. There's only a couple.
The Fresco Italian Cafe and then the Stardust Terrace Cafe.
So we're gonna walk on the north side of the canal, right off the canal. There's a cool little place called Bearcats, and it has the most amazing fried mushrooms.
I've been dreaming about them for 4 years, I'm not gonna lie.
So it's called Bearcats, and it also has a car museum in it.
Yep, it's in the old Stutz building, so.
In the old Stutz building. And if I remember right, the owner had some cars or something that he made into a museum, and I think it's free. So we're gonna go check that out and get fried mushrooms, obviously.
We're hungry.
Pretty good. I like it.
There you go. Picky teenager says.
Thumbs up. It's good. Charles.
So we just left Bearcats, and the Stutz have a car museum there. I guess it's kind of their private collection.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what the history is behind Stutz, but I assume that it was a car company back in the day, and now the Stutz building is used for office space. So there's all kinds of different offices and stuff like that, including a show from
HGTV, if you know of Two Chicks and a Hammer, or now I think the show is called Good Bones, their office is actually in that building. We didn't know until we just walked by it.
So that's kind of interesting.
Like a fun fact.
But one of the gals from Bearcats directed us onto the second floor and showed us kind of a private collection of their cars, which is really cool.
Yeah, and it's completely free. We just happened to stumble upon it one day when we lived in Indianapolis. So great food. The
Yes.
best fried mushrooms I've ever had.
did
4
not
years traveling the country.
Did not disappoint again.
And then you can wander throughout it and see all kinds of awesome antique cars.
So thanks for joining us today on our little adventure. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing, following along with our little adventure. And we'll see you guys next time.